Hello, welcome to Make It by the Numbers. It's me again with another ultimate review of you. So today was almost a makeup day, but I did decide that I wanted to review this Caliray Come Hell or High Water. I am on a streak to find the best tubing mascara, so this is one of three that I'm going to be doing. Up next will be the Tower 28, but I'm not there yet. And I'm really excited to be bringing this one to you because this is one of the better mascaras that I have tried. So as you know, I am numbers based. I'm going to assign everything a number on a scale of 1 to 10 and then talk about the products and how it performs against those measurements. I will start off talking about the packaging first just because I know that doesn't quantify very easily. But basically, if you don't know about Caliray and their total aesthetic, it's going to be very natural California, health and natural based makeup aesthetic. I really think the tube fits into that, is very pretty. It's made with 100% recycled plastics, which I think is a nice touch, but personally, it doesn't close right. Do y'all see that? It's very difficult to see just because the lighting, but come on. You couldn't make that flush and even? Like, I just spend the entire time, like, trying to, like, bend the tube, and it didn't quite work out. I don't know if it got warped or heated in the sun, but little things like that. Like, I know it's not a drugstore brand, but I also know it's not terribly expensive, but I expect things to be done and to be done well. And the fact that this tube of mascara never closed properly from the day I took it out of the box was a little bit frustrating. Moving on to the wand. It's a fairly large wand, but it's not overwhelming. It does have a taper, which is nice. It's a traditional bristle brush. It does have some flexibility. Personally, I like a little bit more, but it's fine. And it's densely packed, which I think is great because it gives you a nice even fold coverage. And the adhesion to the lashes is absolutely fine. I don't have any issues with the application or process of itself. In fact, I very much do like the formula. So I gave it a 7 for thickening. That is how well it coats the lashes and how black it is. It's also an 8 in opacity. So that means it's very black, very thick, very dark. It's very noticeable. I am wearing it on my eyes today with no liner, and I think it looks good. I only gave it a 3 for lengthening. However, lengthening mascaras typically have a fiber which actually adheres to and lengthens your lashes physically, not just optically by being black and pigmented. This does not do that, but I do think that the... Oh, he needs to lie there now. I do think the pigmentation and the opacity of the mascara more than make up for the fact that it's not a lengthening mascara. That's just not one of the services that this product offers. And then for curling, I gave it a 7. Now, most mascaras I rank at 5 or less because my lashes either aren't curled, they don't hold a curl, or this mascara doesn't add to the curl. But for Caliray, giving it a 7 is because it's light enough that it doesn't weigh down my lashes, but it's dark enough that I can see that it's there and I can actually see that it's holding my curl. So this is actually, again, a phenomenal product in that regard. It is above average. Moving on to the texture of it, I gave it a 7 in viscosity. So a 7 means that it is a little bit thick. It's getting on the thicker side, but for me, it's still creamy and it's still in my sweet spot. I like my mascaras to be between a 6 and an 8. An 8 or above is just really too thick to be able to work with and handle nicely, but the 7 means it's thick but not runny, and I think that's absolutely perfect. For flakiness, I gave it a 1. You know, ideally a mascara has a 0, but it does sometimes throughout the day. Those little tubes will fall off. They're not big chunks. It's not a lot, and it's not even every day. But I have almost completely panned this product. I can't like show you how much is in it, right? Because it's a mascara, it clings to the sides. But I do have to scrape the sides of the tube. As you can see when I pull it out, there's some on the side there, but there's not a big blob on the end, simply because there isn't that much mascara remaining in there isn't that much product in the mascara tube. So overall, I feel very confident that this isn't going to flake throughout the day, even when I get wear time with it. And for wear time, since I mentioned it, I was wearing it all day, effectively 10 to 12 hours with very, very little fallout. And then for clumpiness, I gave it a 3. It does, because it is a thicker formula, it does tend to clump. If you put too much down at the base of your lashes, it will sort of run those lashes together. And if you have lashes that are naturally a little bit closer together, it will coat them and not allow them to separate. You'll either need to use like your fingernail or a lash comb or some, like a spoolie, some sort of product to help separate them after you've applied it. But I did find that it was multiple coat friendly. So I could put on 2 coats, not more, 3 was too heavy, but I could put on 2 coats and I wouldn't find that that made my lashes unbearably clumpy. And then the formula was nice and consistent, even though this is an older tube. it didn't get clumpy as it aged, which is a problem that I do see in older mascaras. I did not have that issue with this product. That being said, I believe it has a 6-month shelf life. It does. That's what I'd expect from mascara. And it is just exiting that. I think I'm in month 7. So overall, I think it's a really good mascara. I will do one more caveat while I'm talking about the longevity, and that is it was not showerproof. So with tubing mascaras, one of the main advantages is because it's not like a paint or something that's going to run in the shower. You can do a lot with it. I know there's an ad on their website in which she sprays herself in the face with water and is like, oh, it's not going to come off. I'm like, well, that wasn't a very challenging test, but as I mentioned before in some of my other review videos where I talk about like me going to the gym, I just shower with my makeup on, and it's a great way to test if it's going to run. This does some weird like tubing sloughing, like it sloughs off. It doesn't run the way mascaras do, and it is better than a lot of waterproof varieties, but it does not behave in the tubing in alignment with the expectations I have for tubing mascaras. And I don't know, if it feels like it's a hybrid formula, like it feels a little bit like a traditional mascara and a little bit like a tubing mascara. I am comparing it to the Tartelette, and that mascara looks and feels like a tubing mascara. That one does not budge in the shower. So I think maybe if you don't like tubing mascaras, if you don't like that formula and you like the traditional formula, you like how it's thick and you can kind of paint it on, and you like the more volumizing effect, then maybe you really would like the Caliray. The trade-off though is it's not, I just don't feel like it behaves the way I think a tubing mascara should behave. And I definitely can't, just run my fingers off and pull off the tubes of mascara the way I can with the other tubing mascaras I've tried. So it's a little bit weird in that regard. I don't hate it, but it's not what I was expecting. For smell, I gave it a 0 in scent because, again, mascara should not be scented. And then I gave it a 1 in odor, and honestly, I think it has a little bit of a different formula than I'm expecting. So when I smell it, I mean, it smells like mascara, but it also smells like something else. Like maybe it's a little bit clay-based or a little... It doesn't smell bad. It actually smells better than a lot of other mascaras, so I gave it only a 1. And again, I've had this open for more than 6 months, and I haven't had any issues with the formulation or the smell changing, so I'm really, really happy with it in that regard. Moving on to kind of like how well it plays with other products, I will be honest, I did not test this fully with lash primer because on the few occasions I did, it just did not work out, and in my experience, tubing mascaras have not worked well with lash primers, but I did only test it with my Dior 3D Maximizer, so it's possible it might work better with your lash primer or over another mascara if that's what you prefer. It just didn't work out for me, so I didn't really push the issue because it does look absolutely fantastic on its own, and it's not really going to lengthen. So I could see if you wanted to combine it with a lengthening primer, that might be something for you to do, but again, it didn't work out for me. It's obviously available on their own site. It's commonly sold in Sephora and thus Kohl's. It's readily available. It's $24 for a full-size bottle at the time of this video, which works out to about $64.86 an ounce. Now, that is not horrible. I know you're thinking $64 an ounce is incredibly expensive, but just to put that in perspective, I think I priced out my comb at about $150 an ounce. This is more than drugstore, but it is not expensive. It is not inaccessible, and for the quality you get, I think it's definitely worth I think the value is there. So I think it's worth the purchase, and I would recommend this to someone who is maybe new to tubing mascaras or who doesn't like the tubing formula, or maybe who just wants a waterproof mascara, because it is maybe not waterproof, but I would definitely say water resistant for sure. It's also formulated with argan oil, which has some conditioning effect on the lashes, and I think that helped with the smoothness and creaminess of the product formulation. And overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this product. I think it's a great value. My only gripe was that the lid didn't close, and obviously that hasn't stopped me from using or stopped me from enjoying the product. So overall, I'm going to give it a 7. Now, I know you're thinking, well, if you're singing the praises of it, why are you only giving it a 7? Well, Keep in mind when I grade a little bit on a bell curve. Most products are going to be average and a few are going to be good, and then a few are going to be great, and then very few are going to be exceptional. So I'm giving this a 7, which does place it significantly above average. This is a very good product. The really biggest issue I had with the formulation is because it doesn't behave like a tubing mascara, I'm going to dock it points. For what it is, I think it's really good. So if you're looking for an affordable makeup, if you're looking for something clean, if you're looking for a good basic mascara, I don't think you can go wrong with that. And hey, I love this aesthetic. You know, there's something about this pastel ombre which is absolutely gorgeous, and I love having it sit on my counter. So, you know, whatever reason you buy it, it's probably good enough. If you liked it, let me know. Maybe it behaved a little better for you. Maybe you had some better luck with the water resistance. Also, let me know what other tubing mascaras I need to review, because like I said, I know Tower 28's on my list. I've already reviewed Tarte, so there's a couple other tubing mascaras that are really big that I kind of like to compare each other so I can get a better feel for how they perform, and give you a better idea of where you can save your money. So overall, I hope this helped. I hope you really liked this type of review. Very short and sweet, but thorough. Thank you so much for watching. And remember that beauty is on the inside. You have a good day and take care. Bye.